Welcome to a different kind of video. One that we're looking forward instead of back. You've probably already watched a million World Cup prediction videos, but here's mine for anybody that cares, because this is going to be the actual results. Everybody else is just faking, they're just pretending. This is really what's going to happen. We'll go through the groups first. I've already gone through most of the, I guess 8 out of 12 of them, and I'm not switching up on any of them. In Group A, I have South Korea first, Czechia second, Mexico third. I believe that is not a very common opinion. I think people are higher on Mexico than this, and I get it, but I can't get the last few years out of my head, and I can't get out of my head the fact that I think home field advantage is going to be a bigger disadvantage for Mexico than it has been for other teams in the past. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on them. Group B, I've got Switzerland first, I've got Bosnia second, I've got Canada second, Bosnia third, and then Qatar fourth. I don't think there's anything too crazy there. Group C, I've got Brazil 1, Morocco 2, Scotland 3, and Haiti 4. Group D is probably one of my crazier predictions. I've got the US last in this group. I've got Turkey first, Australia second, and Paraguay third. Again, if the US gets grouped, heads will roll. I'm low-key hoping that's what happens, even though I do root for the US team. Less so this year than in the past, but Group E, definitely going out a little bit on a limb here as well. I've got Ecuador first, the Ivory Coast second, and Germany third, ahead of Curaçao in fourth. Group F here, another shake-up. I've got Japan number 1, the Netherlands 2, Sweden in third, and Tunisia in fourth. In Group G here, I've got Belgium in first, Egypt, Iran, New Zealand. I don't think that's crazy at all. I feel like that's probably the chalk picks here. Similar stuff here. I've got Spain 1, Uruguay second. I actually have Cape Verde third ahead of Saudi Arabia. I think that's a little bit of a schmexy pick, but I don't know. These are the ones I haven't done yet. Group I, I've got France in first, I've got Norway in second, and I've got Senegal taking third ahead of Iraq, finishing on 0 points. Group J, I don't have anything crazy here either. I've got Argentina on 9 points in first, Algeria on 6 points in second, Austria on 3 points in third, and Jordan out with 0. Group K, we've got Portugal winning the group. I've got Colombia in second. I've got DR Congo in third, but only on 2 points. Uzbekistan in last on 1. And then Group L here, I've got England in first. I've actually got a little bit of an upset. I've got Ghana in second, beating Croatia. But I do have Croatia in third and Panama in fourth. Now, out of the third place teams, after putting them all together, I think I did this right. I literally just took their table results and sorted them off of that. I think that's how they do it. We're just going to roll with it. I've got Germany as the first place, third place team. Croatia on second, both on 4 points with a positive goal difference. I've also got Senegal, Bosnia, and Mexico, also all through on 4 points with a neutral goal difference. I then have Austria in sixth as the best team on 3. And then the final 2 teams I've got in are Scotland and Paraguay. Both on 3, ahead of Sweden and Iran, who are on 3, and DR Congo and Cape Verde, who are on 2. I have those 4 teams eliminated as the shittiest third place teams. Now we get to this. I'm gonna hope I got the bracket right based on how I read how to do this on Wikipedia. It looks right so far. But here's the bracket. Here's where I've really got things going crazy. I've got Ecuador beating Scotland in Boston. I've got them winning on PKs. I have France winning 1-0 over Paraguay. Canada versus Czechia is a hilarious knockout game, but I do have Canada winning that one 2-0 to make it to the round of 16. Japan versus Morocco. Oh, this I literally fucked this up already. I think it's fun. I have Japan winning this game ahead of Morocco. We're we're going a little bit off script here, but it's fine. I think I messed this up somehow. Brazil. Oh, okay, I understand what I did. Brazil versus the Netherlands. I do have Brazil winning this game, so that's a little surprising probably to some people. A lot of people have the Dutch going far. If they go out in the round of 32, that would be extremely disappointing. Cote d'Ivoire versus Norway. I've got this one ending 0-0, and I've got the Ivory Coast winning on penalties. South Korea versus Germany, the rematch. I do have the Germans winning that one. And then another rematch. I have England beating Senegal. I think this one will be a lot closer. I think England wins in extra time. Colombia versus Ghana. Shouldn't be too much of a surprise. I've got Colombia winning that. I've got Spain beating Algeria. I'd love for Algeria to go further, but they're not beating Spain. Turkey beating Bosnia 1-0. And then Belgium beating Mexico 2-1. So Mexico goes out in the round of 32. Hate to see it. And then we got Argentina over Uruguay, 3-0. I think I have that as the biggest blowout of the round of 32. I've got Australia beating Egypt in extra time. I've got Austria beating Switzerland in like the Alp mountain battle. That would be a fun game. And then Portugal versus Croatia. I have the Portuguese winning on PKs. That brings us to the round of 16. I've got France versus Ecuador finishing 0-0. And I've got France winning on PKs. Again, I would love to see Ecuador go further than this. But as much as I want to be super bullish on them, I'm a little bit more hesitant based on how last World Cup went and based on how the Copa America went. Then here I've got... I fucked this up and I had the Netherlands and Japan switch and all these. So I'm reading Canada versus the Netherlands. It's really Canada versus Japan. And if that's the case, I've actually got Japan winning this game. Making it to the quarterfinals for the first time ever. That would be sick. I've got a little bit of an upset here. I got Brazil and Ivory Coast going to PKs, and I've got the Ivorians winning, meaning we get another African team in the quarters. I'm hoping something like that happens. Then we've got Germany versus England. I've got Germany winning that game in extra time. That would be probably the most hype game out of the round of 16. Then Colombia versus Spain. I do have Spain winning this one, 2-1. I think that would be another fun game. I've got Belgium beating Turkey 1-0, making it to the quarters. I don't know how many people have that. I said it in the Belgium video. I think this would be a good time to buy low on them. I think they're getting underrated. Argentina versus Australia, the run back. I have Argentina winning this one a little bit easier. And then Austria versus Portugal. I've got Portugal winning on PKs for the second straight round. That sets up our quarterfinals where I've got France beating Japan, I've got Spain beating Belgium, I've got Germany beating Cote d'Ivoire. So 3 pretty easy results, and then Messi versus Ronaldo, which would be so goddamn fucking hype. Even if it's in Kansas City, come on, they've got to switch those around. There's no way Ronaldo versus Messi would be being played at, what, is it Arrowhead Stadium? Like, how is that game not in Miami or LA? That's crazy to me. But I do have this one going to PKs, and after winning 2 PK shootouts, I have Portugal losing this one. I have Argentina moving on to the semis. Giving a pretty standard semis. There's no Moroccos here. There's no Croatias here. It's just nothing but bangers. In these semifinal games, I have France pulling a little bit of an upset on Spain. I've got Germany pulling a little bit of an upset on Argentina and dethroning them. In the third place game, I do have Spain beating Argentina. And then in the World Cup final, even though I had Germany winning third place in their own group, I actually have the Germans beating France 2-1 to take home the World Cup, despite finishing third fucking place. And, yeah, I kind of had a hard time picking a winner here because France seems very obviously to me like the most talented team, but there's like a little bit of oddness going there. I can't really trust them. Mbappe has not really proven to be a winning player in club. They don't have Giroud. They don't have Griezmann. I don't know. It's a little hairy for France. This really could go any number of ways for them. They have a tough group. They could theoretically get grouped. Who knows? Germany's, I guess, in a similar position. I just feel a little bit better about them because they just had a very good run at the Euros. Spain obviously had a great run at the Euros, but they're not what they were 2 years ago. Lamine Yamal is going to have questionable fitness. I don't know what their midfield's going to look like. There's no way it's going to be as good as it was 2 years ago. So, and these are, in my opinion, the 3 best teams. I think everybody else is kind of fighting to be in that first tier. I think the only 3 teams that I could say are close would be Argentina in 4th here, and then Brazil and England, who I can't trust because they're Brazil and England. So, that's how I've gotten to here. I think there's quite a few dark horses that are being way overrated, and I think especially with the extra game and the knockouts, now that we have to play a round of 32 as well. So if you win the World Cup, you have to win 8 games now as opposed to 7. I think that just makes depth of squad that much more important, and I think the Germanys, the Frances, the Spains are really going to benefit from that. But yeah, there's my not very sexy at all World Cup prediction. I'm extremely excited to watch, and hope anybody else watching this also is.